Hi chat. Welcome in everyone. That is still a little too... We're going to make me a little louder here, chat. We're going to get a little bit... That's a little bit better there. Now that's maybe a little too much. Right about... Yeah, that's good right there. I apologize if you have to adjust your volume. And we're also going to turn the music up a little bit here to match. Welcome, Space. Hello, Will. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Sunday to you. Anyone else check in that I didn't notice here? Hello, Cosmic. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday to you all. Today sort of starts off our doing Super Bowl foods. Sort of between now and Super Bowl, all of the foods are sort of Super Bowl-ish, or at least could be served Super Bowl time. And I also came across this recipe looking for Super Bowl stuff and thought it was equally an interesting thing to try. It's not too adventurous, but a little bit. So let's see here. Where do we start with things? Coffee. I am so far behind. My sink is full of junk. I'm a little flustered. Taco in a bag. That sounds like it's related to oh, what is the name for that? Where they take a bag of Fritos and throw chili and cheese on it. Hey, Head of Broccoli. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know if I like that. Let me see, that's the top of all of them too, so I don't have any other. Crush a bag of Doritos and throw everything taco inside. Sounds like a portable taco. Or a taco in a bag. Now this is all way out of whack. I'm gonna have to adjust this on screen, chat. Sorry. Well, tonight's dinner, I think, might also be definitely not inspired, but, well, distantly? I don't know. Taco Bell has a new thing out where it's like a rolled tortilla that's like glued together with cheese with a dipping sauce. I don't know, maybe there's something in the tortilla. I get the impression that it's pretty much just a tortilla. And yeah, this might have some similarities. I forgot to grab cream cheese when I was out shopping today. I need cream cheese for the soup tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to start the timer too. Hey, D&D. And yes, Space, there is a full recipe for it in the recipe channel of the Discord. I don't like how much background noise there is right now. There's noise filtering going on my mic somewhere that's making it sound like a underwater or something. But it's mostly... yeah, it's off of you. So we gotta readjust my filter here. Okay. Now hopefully that'll cancel out that noise that was bothering me. Probably not, but I tried. It's a lot better. I am doing buffalo chicken pizza. I believe next Friday? Yep, doing 2 pizzas next Friday. Going to be doing a buffalo chicken pizza and going to be doing a muffaletta pizza. Technically, it's on a round bread. I think that counts as a muffaletta. Does that count as a muffaletta, chat? I'm still all flustered. Water to bean ratio. I don't generally do it quite the same as most others. What I typically do is I grind with this, which is in the ballpark of 20 grams. Actually, it's ballpark of about 23 grams. And then I add 400 grams of water on top of that. Or if you want to call it milliliters. And plus or minus 10 on that, usually with the pouring. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Cheers. Not too shabby tonight. Okay, first project of the evening is going to be separating chicken. I bought a rotisserie chicken chop, which works both for tonight's dinner and for tomorrow's dinner. I don't know if we're actually going to use the same one for both or not. I don't know what we're going to get on our yield. I know I need about 2 cups of chicken for tomorrow night, so I'm going to break down what's here. See if there's 2 cups there and more left. I'm sort of skeptical. The chicken breast, maybe. But as I was saying in Discord, I'm actually quite impressed with that chicken. For the price, I think it was $7 out the door, something like that. And compared to, I stole one of the legs, obviously. And there's usually some, like, off almost chemical flavor to most other rotisserie chickens. I don't enjoy most of them. And I'm not saying this one is perfect. There's certainly some off smell flavors to it that I don't. At the same time, there's huge craveability. But for the price, and for it not being like the other ones, and for being better trust, not only is it in there, but they cut it into there. Or maybe it's just so tight that it cut into there, but impressive. I was saying I was probably going to have to start buying this some more if this is as good as the leg I had earlier. So this may take me a moment. The biggest problem with this one is that it's in the back of the store. And so, like, today I essentially went in there just for the chicken. And so I had to go through not only the parking lot and all that, but through the store just to... It's so far. Why you beeping me, phone? You're not still lit up, so I can't see. Oh. County sheriff sending out. They sent, there was an announcement, I forget where it was, but nowhere near me, that police activity, please stay away. Probably raiding a trap house or something. Definitely want our oysters. Does feel sort of sinful getting rid of this. I have been looking. I used to hit up one of the things that I used to get regularly at Costco when I had my membership before was I used to get their pre-made pizzas. I guess they only have them frozen now, because I have not seen. I've been to both of them in Sonoma now. There used to be like a huge section cut out right next to the meat and the beef, or in the bakery, sort of like between the bakery and the... I'll have to give the frozen ones a try first. Even though I'm pretty diehard Newman's Own frozen pizza. It's either that or I use my own dough. I think this shall be enough for both tonight and tomorrow. That, and I don't really feel like repeating this process again tomorrow. Hi, Nan Reader. Trying to find any last major scraps here. I'm not doing my great-grandmother crowd. And I probably should have saved that for stock, but... Oops. And just to make sure we got about what we want for tomorrow, plus a little extra, we'll fill up this. Okay, that's chicken for our soup tomorrow. The rest of this is chicken for tonight's quesadillas. We're just going to get rid of it. I should have ate it with my lunch, is what should have happened. So I should have ate the skin, but it wouldn't have been... It wasn't all that beautiful, but it wouldn't have been pretty for stream. As it was, it only looked like the cat had gotten to it. I don't know what I'm doing with the juices in the bottom of the bag. That's why I still am saving the bag at the moment. I might use those with the... That's the other thing. Let's try these. Let's see what it's like. Because this is probably a great indicator of what we got going on here with... Jell-O at the moment from being in the fridge, so it's being uncooperative, getting on my spoon. Get on there. Let's see what our concentrated chicken flavor's like here, chat. As it slides off onto my hand. That's much better than... I'm not going to say that that's outstanding. It's not. But for the price, and for it not having like any ridiculous, crazy, off flavors, that's pretty damn good. Nope, that doesn't do well for this. Still haven't bought plastic wrap. Why, Alex? He was outstanding in this field. Nice. So this chicken is going to get mixed with buffalo sauce, seasonings, cheese, and I'm thinking I'm going to saute half onion with that bag juice. Mix it in with all of this too. Do I not have a half onion? Oh, there it is. I normally throw it on the door. That's unusual for me. Just gonna sharpen my knives. That leathery top layer is driving me nuts here. Yeah, we'll live with it. I'm basically through. Gotta love the cast iron. Just have a well-ventilated house, chat. Gas fumes, not good. Speaking of that, I should probably air out the house tomorrow afternoon when it warms up. So we'll get these sauteed up, we'll get them all nice and soft. I'm not too concerned with getting them overly caramelized, but I do want them cooked and soft as far as trying to put them in the quesadillas. Why is that all picking up on my lav mic? It's like, why do I even bother having shotgun mics? When I'm complaining about chat, if you're unfamiliar, I have a lav microphone, a lavalier microphone. Although it is an omnidirectional lavalier microphone. In other words, it's picking up what's going on in the stove, even though my back is to it. And because it's set as sort of like my dominant microphone for talking and everything like that, it has to get rather quiet for this microphone over here to get the sounds from. I have another one over here on my cutting board, and neither one of them are working. I need to upgrade this to a directional, which, if you know music stuff, if you know musical equipment stuff and sound equipment stuff, it takes getting into phantom power stuff, which I hit those with a little bit of water since they're cooking a bit too hot. But I don't want to cool them down, I just want to cook them all. A lot of music equipment uses other means of distributing power through the same cables that they're doing music stuff in. And yeah, it's usually more pricey stuff. Although I did notice that they did just release a new version of the microphone that I'm using right now, and it sounds like they at least have the right plug. They're like not quite saying whether it provides phantom power or not through the plug, but it's the right type of plug that you could use. Ew, that potato and leek soup that I actually don't mind. I just hate making because of memories. Okay, I think I'm good with that. We're gonna pour what's in here in there. Head of broccoli. I liked vichyssoise, and I don't mind if someone serves it to me today, but I have a different opinion about making it after having to sift through, I believe it was 40 gallons, individually blending and straining by hand. That was not a fun evening. I think I got overtime for it, though. Wasn't my fault. What happened was, this was actually on my college externship. The resort that I was working at does like a soup of the day for what was, I think, 3 restaurants, as room service and any banquet service on top of that. And so it would be, typically 40, 60 gallons of soup a day. And it was vichyssoise that day. And for some reason, either the saucier chef didn't decide to cook the potatoes long enough, just sort of what I think happened, or, as he claimed, the boat motors or the big stick blenders that they had for the giant thing weren't cutting it. And so we had to sit there and hand do it to get it done in time. Yeah. At least he was there doing it with me. Alright, we're going to turn that off and set that to the side. what seems to be the #1 recipe for Super Bowl Sunday, slow-cooked pork. I'm going to be doing pork sandwiches on Super Bowl Sunday. I need to check if this is going to work for tonight. Now is better. Well, as good as any other time. And it doesn't say lovely. I'm going to risk it anyways, chat. It doesn't say if it's oven safe. But it's IKEA. Heat's off on that pan now, but it's still plenty hot. So we got butter. Making sure you're actually seeing what I'm pouring in here. And a little bit of Frank's. Going with the original style buffalo sauce, which is just Frank's emulsified with butter. This isn't exactly perfectly emulsified, but close enough. And give me a moment here, Splits. I'll go through basically everything I'm doing between now and then minus the ingredient challenge dinners. So we're adding our chicken flavored onions in with this. Let's see here. Let's turn off me and anything else I worry about here. I think that's camera safe now. It's way out of size though. Do I have a... That is saved for something else, so let's resize this so chat can see everything here. Okay, so we have buffalo chicken quesadilla ring, which is tonight. We have jalapeno popper chicken soup. We have crispy pepperoni hummus and cowboy crab dip. Oh, I also skipped over... Oh, no, I didn't. But meatball calzone, shaped like a football. Winter minestrone, not so much, but buffalo chicken pizza, muffaletta pizza, braised pork sandwiches for the day. And pouring this in with our chicken. Next step. Cheese. I shied away from doing any sort of like nacho-like dishes. I've done quite a few nacho dishes on stream in the past. Nachos are messy. I like nachos, but they're messy. I guess I'll grab you while I'm here. Where's the other one? Where'd it go? I had a container of blue cheese back here. It has disappeared. Oh, there it is. Let's hope you're still usable. You're definitely blue cheese, but we're gonna use you. Oh, dad joke. I think YouTube dad joke was worse than Twitch dad joke this time. Twitch dad joke was pretty weak. We're going to take a decent handful of this and just pre-mix that in with all of this. And we'll just reuse you. Okay, so these are now set. We need to make blue cheese. We're going to use up this, which I almost used up the other night. We're going to use up the sour cream in the house. This is mayo. It's just homemade with olive oil, mustard, not as much water and air as manufactured ones, so it's not as white. Last of our container of sour cream here, which quarter cup-ish. Okay, maybe a half cup. Now we've got crumbled blue cheese that is truly blue cheese here. And cheap blue cheese. The bluer stuff here was gorgonzola, and the other stuff is no-name stuff, so... Okay, I think we can both loosen that up and might need a touch more mayo, but let's see. I mostly just want to loosen it up a little bit so that it's dippable, because I don't want more. that's already too much. Nope, more half and half though. Liam Parkins. Worcestershire. It didn't get me. Captions didn't get it right. Westernshire? Really? Alright, so there we got our dipping sauce. Now we get to building time. Figure out how I want to set this up. Oh, there's one other. Yeah, we're adding a couple other things into this. This isn't done, sorry. We got some green onion and some other things we can throw in there. We're getting rid of a couple of these leaves, though. Whew. Wow, did that dry out quick. How we doing tonight, chat? Anything new to report? Anything exciting in your world? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Why won't you? Well, you dried on there. That's why you're not peeling. But you're being annoying, not appealing. We want appealing vegetables, not stuck up ones. I like my green onions to be appealing. Yeah, there's not much very green in there to save, so I think we're just going to throw it all in here. Nope, none of those. What are you? Hidden in the back corner. Oh, you're mustard. what am I going to use for the circle on this? I'm not making the tortillas for this tonight, chat. That would be a bit much. We'd be here for a solid hour making tortillas, I think. What I'm doing is sort of sizing things out here. That looks okay. Alright, so we'll set this off to the side. We need something for spooning this. Oh, yeah. And then on the bottom of the plate here, we're doing a light dusting of cheese. It's just sort of a light tack slash glue together slash please don't unfold while I'm baking you. Okay. Nice head of broccoli. We're going to be doing cowboy crab dip, which is along that line. And the hummus will be a good dipping sauce to go with all of this. So these are the quesadillas that we're making tonight. So they're going to be florets instead of your traditional So we're going to be at this for a little bit. This is a good have the kids help out project. If they don't eat half of it while they're making it.
Welcome in, Mustang. This is also something you can prep well ahead of time, sort of, too. Like, you could get to this point here. I don't even have my oven on. I should probably turn my oven on. You could do it where I am, you know, filling it, all of these, have everything pre-cooked, and just have it in the fridge and then throw it in the oven to finish. You can go all season heavy duty flavor all the way with the wrap. The reason I am doing the chicken in the first half is that's going to be the less cooperative part to want to fold and wrap. The cheese is going to be very cooperative, especially once it gets nice and melty. Crookneck squash. Squash is definitely on the list of things that I need to make more of, that I don't. And so now we've reached one layer around and we start trying to sort of stack these. I don't know how successful this first one's going to be. They may just settle down to be the bottom layer. Hey, M1. I am jealous of people with gardens. I have so much that I want to try growing. As you can see, we're starting into layering on top of them. Oh, maybe we'll move it over here. Starting to sort of stack. I need to up my succulent game. Used to be a hilarious, burnt out hippie that used to sell succulents at the farmers markets. And he passed away. Cancer. He wasn't the greatest dude, but he was funny. Yep, that's a bone. I don't know, maybe I can stack these so I don't have to keep doing. And that completes our 1.5 or second layer there. And so we'll do a drizzle more cheese over this, so these sort of all lock together. I'm running low on shredded Monterey for this project. Alright, so we have 2 layers with a little bit of Monterey over the top of it to melt in between them. Could probably do this with canned chicken, make it even easier. If you're not adverse to that canned chicken flavor. This is actually turning out pretty well. I'm shocked how well these are holding. I was expecting these to all be falling apart, me being stressed that it's going to look horrible. Now I've said that, I've jinxed myself and it'll begin looking horrible, but until now I was happy with it, chat. It's getting to the point where I'm feeling like I might have to shred a little more Monterey Jack in order to finish this project. More cheese, chat? This is where we're at. This is not a dish for people to have problems with cheese. Or maybe it is, depending on the problem. If you wanted to bulk this up more, sitting here thinking, you can, instead of just adding onion into it, you can add peppers and hot peppers, and there's all sorts of things you could do this with. It doesn't have to be this, obviously, as far as a filling. You do it with barbecue sauce instead of Frank's. That'd be pretty epic too. Maybe some smoked Gouda instead of Jack. I don't know if I have a cup that's going to sit down in there nicely now. Yeah, I was in warehouse store the other day, and they had gigantic, I think they were like this long and like that thick tubes of beef. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great for businesses. Me, that's like yearly supply. Do I go for another layer, chat? I've got more food and filling. It's gonna collapse as it melts. Yeah, we're gonna force another layer into this. I was sitting here being like, maybe I'll get 2 rows out of this. Maybe I can squeeze a rocks glass down that. It's gonna be tricky. I don't know what I'm gonna put in the center of this, chat. I'm making it too tight. Hey, Justice Rice. We're making rosette quesadillas. Buffalo chicken rosette quesadillas. And putting them into a platter here. For the start of our Super Bowl foods. Got like 2, maybe 3 more. Oh, hey, you can actually sort of see it on the screen now. Now that we're stacking tall. No. You know unravel. Tighten back up. Stick you over here with these guys. Okay, fine, we'll go down here with you. You'll be sandwiched down here. Got 2 left that I think I can squeeze in here. Perfect amount of meat and cheese, chat. Tillamook, Monterey Jack. Nice. With a hole in the center for some sauce. Like I said, I don't know what the heck I'm going to fit down the center there other than a glass that isn't going to be very good for dipping. But I tried. Pan and parchment, just in case. If I had thought to maybe put like a muffin thing in the bottom, you could almost like pour something in there. All right, 350 degree oven. Throwing this in here all to melt in together. Warm all that chicken back up. I have no idea how long that's going to take. I'm good with that now. It's room tempish. It was tasty. I wish I had gotten to more of it. I didn't. I also forgot and wish I hadn't the idea of adding a bit more salt, but also some chili powder or some garlic powder in with that mix of chicken and cheese. Oops. It's still going to be delicious. It's still going to be amazing, cheesy, and it's just not going to be as good as it could have been. Speaking of that, let's throw some pepper and garlic in here. We're going to give that 15 minutes to start until I take a look at it. I ordered pepper today, whole peppers. I'm getting this one's. We're getting down to the bottom of this one, and I'm switching from rainbow to straight telecherry. So we're going to have a switch here from the mix of everything to what is sort of generally considered the name in black pepper, which is the Indian telecherry, and they're actually like swollen, so they're a slight bit larger. They're kept on the bush, I think it's a bush, longer. I know Szechuan peppercorns are grown on a tree, but I think they're also not technically a peppercorn, scientifically. These things, if you can find them green, you want to find them green. Not red, brown, dried. But there's something that's sort of hard to find green outside of China. Maybe if they're air shipping them or something, and the way things are going now, it may not be that great. Let's not get into that. Clean up my cast iron. We're going to take a little AFK here, I think, while we let this bake in the oven. I'm going to clean up my two pans and start drying them, and then maybe we'll do an AFK. Szechuan peppercorns are most certainly not your typical peppercorn or pepper. They are typically only really used in Szechuan cuisine. And they're spicy, like, I don't know how to properly describe it, but they're spicy, and they actually, like, they're one of the things that will actually temporarily modify your taste buds. Sort of like if you've ever heard of the miracle berry that makes everything sour, not sour anymore. So you can eat a lemon and it tastes like it's candy. These are not the same as that. It's not going to do that same effect, but it adds like a more spicy, more hit to your tongue. I bought Miracle Berry tablets once for here on stream. It was interesting. It was a fun experience. It was a fun thing to do once. but it was, I think, maybe not as good as it's hyped. Like, basically, it knocks the sour flavor out. It's not like it's making things sweeter, if you get what I mean. Ooh, we've got a dead heat in the ingredient challenge vote this week, chat. We've got 5 votes each for sauerkraut and for butterscotch. That's a tough choice when thinking about the actual challenge. Either one of those has got their problems. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Oh well, it works. Always don't know what I meant to type, but I'll know what it means. And then it's in the completely wrong location. Documents? Nope. Doesn't want to go there. Guess we'll go there this way. Alright, chat, I'm going to do AFK. I'm going to set up the infomercial guy, the old school infomercials guy. Might take me a second to get the video showing right. But I will see all of your lovely faces back here in 10 to 11 minutes.
If you're a student...
Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, 1 piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curve. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's 2 curls out of the 1 potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the 2 colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. On my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat 'em. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in 2. Serve them on the half shell, just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast. Why, they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen vegetable mincing knife and noodle cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupes, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here's a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife, so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go round the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven, catch a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions, The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness, every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick, drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating...
Welcome back, chat. There we go.
So I just left it in there. We're a minute or two after the 15 minutes I originally scheduled for it. Oh, hey, I'm gonna go mute myself and back so there's not an echo. There we go. So let's see what we got here, chat. I think we're there. Maybe could go a little longer, but I'm gonna be happy with that. Chat's like, let us see. I think I'm just going to leave the metal ring down there. But if you don't have metal rings or farming or anything along that line, you haven't bought PVC pipe to use for platings or anything like that, you can just use a jar and take it out before you put it in the oven. I thought this might work. Let's see if we can fit this down in here. This is one of my fluted water glasses. Ha ha ha. Success. However, that's dusty. We need to clean that.
How's that look, chat? Get some photos. And I need to slide it on the other side of the counter here, which is not pleasant. This plate is still nice and hot. I know that's not as... Let's see if we can... So now that I've taken photos, let's give one of these a shot. Let's see how they pull apart somewhat nicely, but they are melted. Happy Jason. Yes, I'm double dipping because it's mine. All right. So that is the plan for tonight. I think that's where we're gonna call it for the evening. Let's see who's out here in Twitch land, if there's anyone we're gonna pass things off to here. Ooh, got all sorts of people over there. It has been quite a while since I have raided this wonderful gentleman. I'm going to raid Blake Harrington tonight. He's playing Jackbox, which can be adult language if you're concerned about that. But it is a very fun chat-involved games. I tried to get people involved in doing that a bit ago. You can join in through chat. It's a lot of fun. I hope you all have a great evening. I hope you have a great end to your weekend. Good start to your week. Get a good sleep in. Get going with your good week, new week. And I'll be back here tomorrow night. We're making soup. Gonna be using up all those jalapenos in the fridge and making
stuffed jalapeno soup with chicken. There's cream cheese. It is not a light soup. The recipe's in the Discord if you'd like to join along. I wish you all a wonderful night. Hope to see you tomorrow.